Welcome to 1407 Gray Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. Today, today I have the duo, Justin and Alicia of Ex-Wife Podcast. They're very talented. And it started off finessing because you wanted to get her into it and like, hey, check this out. Check this out. And you started just supplying the addiction.
Yeah.
And
How
now
deep
it's going
are
out
you?
of control.
Yeah, when we first started our show, I had never read a comic, and
Now she's like, you have to subscribe to the new Deadpool. I want to read every issue of Deadpool. I'm like, all right.
Deadpool.
I love Deadpool. I'm all for it.
You
Team
know
Deadpool
what?
on the X-Men.
You know what? Him and Omega Red are really funny right now. They are
I
so
love
hilarious. Like, and just wait till Wolverine gets there. Because you notice we haven't seen them all three of them together, like having a conversation. Just
stabbing things, just going at it.
Stabby tentacles and like, Deadpool just talking. That would just make it. Then he's like, "I'll kill myself." No. Okay, so, so how long do you guys like? All right, so like your story. We kind of glazed a little bit. Like your story is you. How long have you guys been X-Men fans? Like when did you start? When is the? Yeah,
she's been just over 2 years now.
I mean, I was a fan of the movies.
Right.
I enjoyed the movies, but I didn't know what I was missing until just over 2 years ago when we started the podcast and I started reading comics.
Yeah, and even before then, there was a period of time during the start of COVID where I was binge watching the animated series, and she was like subconsciously learning the theme song and like knowing.
I made up lyrics to it.
Yeah,
awesome.
that was fun.
Are you JJ Weingarting her? Is that what you're doing? Are you masturbating her?
I'm everywhere. Just trying to, have a little bit of X-Men everywhere throughout the house, so it's constantly on our mind, and we're getting there.
Interesting.
But you've been a fan of X-Men for
all my
long
time. No, probably it really started from the animated series, actually like getting into it. But even before then, I collected the trading cards. My uncle got me into comics, so he had just long boxes, and every time I go over and see him, he'd pull out some back issues and we'd go over some stuff. And so like all classic stuff from like the 60s and 70s when he was a kid. And just really, that was what my X knowledge and where I was getting in on it. But then I think I'm looking over at them now, the old classic black and white reprints of the Claremont run. Like I have all those that when they originally came out, I think in like the mid 90s, I binge read those repeatedly. And then now like I'm obsessed with the action figures and
they had some good ones back in the 90s. So they had some really nice ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry for cutting you. Go for it. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's just I'm just looking at it all. Everywhere.
This whole room is nerd stuff.
Hey, that's my N word. No, I'm kidding.
No. Well, how about you? How long have you been an X-Fan?
Yeah.
Since I was 7. Like I was like, since kind of like it's similar to you, Justin. Like I had older uncles who were they were reading X-Men in the 90s. So like when I got in, Scott Lobdell had been started. Like I never got into Claremont. I didn't know Claremont until like he came back in the 2000s. So like I don't have that same relationship with Claremont that a lot of like other X-Men fans do. But yeah, like I've been there for everything. Like I think the 90s were great. A lot of character building stuff. And then they got doom and gloom in the 2000s, and they even got more doom and gloom in the 2010s. And now we're in a shiny spot with Krakoa. Like, long live Krakoa! Don't let it in. Don't let it in.
No, we don't want it to end. We got another good 3 to 5 years or more. Who knows?
Don't take it away from me.
Yay! I
want to
see Sinister get punched in the mouth.
Right. I mean, that's That's on its way. Like that's coming in early 2023.
I'm ready for that.
Right, just everything he's doing, like you see it happening. You're like, you don't know what he's doing, but like you're like, he's up to something, right? This dude is up to something. He probably has some like cloning farm somewhere.
Everywhere.
Or like
multiple
7 of them.
Yeah, right.
Right. We're not even sure this is the real one.
I mean, she said something. We were talking about Judgment Day, and Sinister's complaining why he didn't get judged, and she thinks it's because he's not the original one.
He's not the real Sinister.
So that maybe Stacy's got judged.
That's true. Yeah, because remember, like House of X, we saw the Island Sinister. He was one of the ones that were injected with the mutant gene. So yeah. He's not the. We got those playing card Sinisters, Stasis, and we're gonna get Lady Sinister. I think. I want Lady.
Ooh, cosplay idea.
Yes. Kieran Gillian actually he brought up the idea of Miss Sinister back in late 2000s, like when they were on Utopia.
Yeah.
So
Celestial, the Dreaming Celestial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into
this. Like, and Gillian, he's good at like picking up stuff that he left behind. Like,
it's so cool to just have a writer that's been in it.
Yeah.
Previously been in it, so he's able to not only play with what's been added since, but what's been there all along, but like stuff that he had intended to do but never got to, or to come to it 10 or so years later and like, okay, well, this is now on a second read what I could do with this. The fact that Sinister, really the campiness of him started with Gillen's run, and now he's like, all right, now I get to play with this guy and also bring back a little bit of the maniacal evil genius.
Like, who is your guy? Who is like your favorite villain right now, like past and present?
It's gotta. I think we're talking about him, but
Answer is at the top of the list.
He's such a I mean, with Magneto, I don't consider a villain.
No,
right.
No.
So when we're talking about villains, like, okay, so he's just a different shade of hero, right?
Apocalypse, he's fine. You look at the old stuff now, you're like, oh, that's just cranky old grandpa. He's just
right. He just wanted the best for us. He just wanted us to be strong.
But I would say Moira. Moira is just mean. What she did to Banshee, man. What she did? You didn't deserve that.
No, I can't get over that.
Justin's worst, I think the worst moment in comics in recent history for Justin was Banshee being skinned and worn by Moira.
Worn like a meat sack.
She leather-faced him.
Yeah. That was
rough. Did. She's not okay.
And she was able to like take the thing off, and there was like no goop on her. That means she's done it before.
Yeah, she has experience.
You don't live 1,000 years and you're just like, oh yeah, I picked this up just from someone. And then Kraven just walks in with Deadpool's head. Like, you could have done something like that. You didn't have to wear a costume. You could have just brought his finger and you'd be good.
Just weird.
You wanted the drama.
Yeah.
Like, what did Sean Cassidy ever do to you except love you?
Seriously.
I know. Poor guy.
But yeah, Moira's just like, wow. Like, you just went 0 to 100 really fast.
I would say, yeah, like she's
almost too fast.
She's one of the scariest villains that there is, but right now, but I still think Sinister I enjoy more because I like his sass and his quips.
And just the fact that he's playing everyone.
Yeah.
Like, he's got layers of story that only we know of as the reader, and Destiny knows a little bit of. And I always enjoy when the audience is able to know something that the characters don't. And that just makes it that much more interesting.
But I think if you were around Sinister, it'd just be like, yeah, he's doing something. Yeah, like
you gotta know.
You have to know.
No, it'd be like if you had to meet him, you would have to call like, hey, listen, I'm going to meet up with Sinister, if I'm not back, if I don't call you back in an hour, get the X-Men. Like just
Yeah,
yeah,
come
just
for me.
yeah, yeah, just tell Rogue that tell Rogue, she'll get everybody. Yeah.
Tell her.
Yeah, because like you would need like you just know something's about to happen. You know he's doing something. Like
Yeah,
it's
you don't trust him. Nobody trusts him. Nobody's like, Sinister, he's a changed
I'm gonna
man.
hang out with Nathaniel. Gonna put my guard down. We're gonna drink. It's gonna be fun.
No.
I rather hang out with Omega Red, and I would hang out with Omega Red. Be like, you know what? Wolverine was a dick. He'd be like, that's
Right.
exactly what I've been saying.
That's what I've been saying all this time.
Like it's like and Sabretooth, doesn't he smell? Yes, I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
All some of these guys just need a friend, somebody just to the vent.
I
But
feel like that's why the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants was a positive thing, right? It just brought together all these wayward, angry people, so they had someone to complain about too. And then, sure, they went on and tried to conquer things and
With some
yeah,
questions.
we all do.
whatever.
It happens,
Right.
Right. Everyone gets a little rowdy with their friends, right?
right? But can you imagine how the Maximoff twins must have looked like to like Toad and Master? Like, hey, they're close, right? Yep. How? Yeah. We're not. No. Hey, doesn't he kind of look like? Yep. We're not gonna say that. Let's just go. Let's just go.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
We gotta avoid this.
like that family crazy. Like, okay. What era of X-Men would you guys have joined up with? Like, if you could.
Ooh, like as a mutant.
Yeah. Powers yours to determine. But like, would you have joined school, or would you have like been recruited by Xavier himself? Like, in what era?
Oh, that's such a good question. I mean, I feel like I've said before on our show that like the current X-Men are like my X-Men because
Right.
they're like my entry. So that's where I think I would feel the most at home and the most ready to do things.
Yeah.
But also, like, if I could just be an X-Men in the Savage Land,
Okay. Okay.
I would do that because dinosaurs are my life.
After X-Force, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Nah. Those raptors that came around, that one like
I
Stegosaurus,
loved it.
like looked at him like, now,
Half
no,
eaten.
Yeah.
I seen this movie, and like they don't find him. They only find his arm in the generator room.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I like the idea of the school, or honestly, I'm going through the different times.
Yeah.
It's probably even like Magneto as the headmaster would be pretty dope.
Mhm.
Like joining the team that's kind of on the road while he's the headmaster. I don't know if I would want to be a New Mutant under him as the headmaster because they had a lot of rough back and forth, but just having Magneto as leader, right?
Generation X
Oh,
under
that's
Emma Banshee and Emma Frost.
yeah.
Just so you like, just so I could hear Jubilee's when I was at X-Men, when I was on the X-Men stories, and then just to watch Emma Frost and Banshee just like, wow, are they? Nah, they ain't doing. She's just messing with them.
Right.
Yeah. Don't like. I would be friends with Chamber in sync, just like
Oh, absolutely.
just like everybody, like just. And also,
Yeah,
I would
that's good.
also M. She'd just be fun to go just to hang out with. Like, hey, you want to do something fun? Let's go through all the X-Men drama and just talk about what we like. Just roast everybody just for fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, M seems like a good time.
Yeah, like they had fun. But dang. So like, how do you guys feel about the current? Like, we've been like since Dawn of X, we've had like um we've had some huge things happen. Destiny of X is we're in the middle of. It's it's crazy. Like how like did are you still like in it now as you were back then? Like
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to say more so, but I almost feel like since the Destiny of X started, I feel like things kicked up a little bit more from what was, I don't want to say lacking, but it felt it felt a little slower before and then shortly after Ten of Swords, like in those areas. It was like, oh
right.
yeah, they're threats, but they're not like capital T threats. You know, there's things going around, but there's always things going around. But now it just feels like there's big things building in individual titles. Like X-Men Red is doing huge work.
Wow.
Immortal X-Men is
Yeah,
doing huge work.
yeah.
They each have like something else a part of them versus like, oh, we have our own little thing that's not going to affect anybody. Like, it just feels like everybody's story has larger impacts on everybody else.
Yeah, there's a lot of building that has been happening that I feel like is starting to come together. Like even in X-Force and Wolverine, like things that Ben Percy has kind of like dropped over the last couple of years, we're starting to like feel a little bit more momentum with that stuff picking up. And then knowing that Sins of Sinister and Fall of X are coming is like
Terrifying,
terrifyingly exciting, right? Like there's a lot to look forward to and just to like really dig into. And we were just talking about the other day, like some of the newer mutants that are being introduced, like I'm really interested in their story and kind of how that branches things out. And now that we've gotten to the tail end of Judgment Day, we can kind of like get back to the story that I care about.
It was so forever taking.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It was a little long-winded. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it at the beginning, but even I started to check out at the end. It just felt like, okay, did this need to be this long? Did it need to be this wide reaching? I don't, and we talked about this. I don't normally, when a big Marvel event happens, I normally don't read all of them. I normally just pick and choose. All right, these are the books. I'll get the event title book and then whatever I'm interested in character wise. But because this went into every single X-Men title, it felt like you had to read everything. And
It was
then
homework. Yeah.
Right.
It was just
Yeah.
which tie-in do you think was the best? Like I say
I think it
X-Men
was
Red.
X-Men. It was X-Men Red, yeah.
Just
To
go.
Nothing else could have beat that.
yeah, to have something stem out of a little plot point in the first issue and then not only be its own complete story, but fuel that book's story that much. I just felt like it accomplished a lot to satisfy an arc relative to the event, but also very core to what's going on in the book.
And of all the things that happened within the event itself and the tie-ins, what happened in X-Men Red is one of the most like important, lasting like ramifications of the event. Like we lost Magneto. That's huge.
And the council is upended.
Right? Like that's huge.
Yeah. And it also just it was just class Magneto just giving a soliloquy like I'm dying. I've fought every day of my life. Charles is still a bitch.
Yeah, I love Storm calling him out. Like I said,
he's like he's gonna kill us one day. I was like, you're an asshole. You've always been that guy.
Gotta get that last word in.
No, we love him for it though.
Yeah, I'm here for it because you know.
But now Storm is going to be. Now she's gonna be Magneto. Like
I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with it.
Storm in the Brotherhood.
If anybody is gonna replace Magneto, I'm fine with it being Storm.
Why not Polaris? It would make more sense. Oh no, it wouldn't.
But Storm has the gravitas of being Storm, and she deserves it. I think.
Yeah,
Not
no,
that
that's
it
true.
doesn't, but
yeah, no, this is. I'm just like wondering how this new dynamic because like Xavier and Storm have always been real. You know, she's been one of his teacher's pets.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and now I'm just like, I hate you now. You need to get like, whoa, where is this coming from? I feel bad for Charles. Like his best friend died. His other friend just used him, and he just all
yeah,
this.
that is true.
everybody thinks that he's a shady politician, and like I feel like, and not to mention Legion, he has to deal with like, ugh.
Yeah,
Every
it's
day.
interesting to think about all the people around him that are slowly leaving him away,
Yeah.
and just how public sentiment, just how frequently Emma is like, we don't trust Charles, we can't trust Charles, like we can't let this happen without us being there, we want everybody there to make sure he's not. Or even when they pulled the during Judgment Day while he was dead,
Right.
okay, now
He
let's vote
was
to
so
do the thing.
mad.
Right, he, like, as he should be. Like, hey, I understand that you're still salty about me and Eric doing some stuff, but hey, this isn't the way to do it. Don't pull a Eric and Charles on me.
I plead the fifth. I shall say nothing.
It reminds me of this show called The League, where like one person's like doing collusion, and then when it's done on them, like you're all just
Yeah, they're so upset.
and that's how Emma is to me right now. Like, wow, you're mad about everybody having a secret club when you do it all the time.
Right.
Okay. It's like,
and that's how everybody is. Everybody's mad about everybody else's secrets because they know they're keeping their own.
Right.
But it's like, Emma, like, are you serious right now? Like, you were like 13 when they got together. What are we gonna do? Oh, we need to go to this middle school, pick her up. No, that's breaking a bunch of laws right there.
That's uncomfortable.
Like that's like you want, and Xavier probably sees like, you know what? Everybody thinks I do weird stuff with kids already. I don't need those problems.
It's funny to think about, like, would it have ever come up if Emma hadn't essentially caught them with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would this whole reveal of Moira and what Xavier and Magneto were planning ever have actually come to light had it not been for Destiny, Mystique, Emma, all of the things that happened throughout Inferno? Because like where we ended up feels like where we should have been at the start, and it's hard to blame them for that, because they thought they were doing the right thing. They were trying to put something together. They got to a new level that we wouldn't have been otherwise. So you needed that evil, quote unquote evil, to get to where you are, and now you're sharing it around the table. Everybody's got the burden of what the council knows.
Yes.
See, Justin, that is why I like it. Like, because you're just giving me the facts of life. The facts of life.
That's right. He's like,
no, it's a burden.
And also something I've been thinking about with Omega Sentinel, the fact that she had to go back in time in order to like kind of combat Krakoa means that if Destiny had not been brought back, they would have been fine.
Yeah,
it would have been like Moira would have eventually been caught, and they would have like got rid of her, and it would have been better. So like,
but that's only before Omega Sentinel came back. Once she came back,
that changed everything.
Everything's new.
It's crazy.
That's cheating.
Right. It is. I mean, you have future knowledge and past knowledge coming to a point,
right.
And Omega Sentinel coming back and starting Orcus earlier and being in the shadow government of Orcus
just throws everything off. You just don't know.
Nimrod coming online that much sooner.
Yeah. Just there needs to be some kind of like something for Nimrod. Like he can't be that powerful. Like, how powerful is this guy?
Yeah, he's crazy.
Like, we have
but I miss like yeah. I miss seeing him do more though. Like I'm excited, or I would really like to see the trio of Moira, Omega Sentinel, and Nimrod like doing things. And like that's terrifying, but also I miss like from House and Powers, like sassy Nimrod, like bring him back.
He was fun.
Yeah.
It's like, I am so sorry for what we're about to do to you. Like, what?
No, you're not.
I need some more like Skull Hamlet moments from Nimrod.
Right. Oh, this was a mutant. I think this was Forget Me Not. No, probably. I don't know.
Don't remember.
So what? So is there anything that you guys like that like you guys were looking forward to that just kind of like it didn't live up to the expectation?
I mean, on a week-to-week basis, usually, I feel like a build things up in my head. And I know there's a title currently in the batch that she's making faces about.
Because Marauders used to be my favorite book. And I really want to like it. I really want to like it. I really want to fully be invested and understand it. And like
Cool.
when it first started, I was really excited about the whole like box and the mystery of it all. And I'm hoping that now that we've gotten like the setup and the structure of like where we're going and what the history is, we can like dig back in and I can get more excited. But for a little while, I would like come to every week that Marauders came out or every month that Marauders came out and be like, okay, and then be like,
This
but
close.
yeah, but I am interested in the story, so it's not like a complete letdown, but I miss so we were talking about like exterminators and like the sort of like breath of fresh air that exterminators is, that it's not super heady or heavy and it's just like characters having fun saying ridiculous things to each other, and that's kind of what I felt like Marauders used to be. And I think it's too serious for me now, and I want more of the like ridiculousness in it, the comedy in it, and still tell me a story. But maybe it will get there. I don't know. I do like most of the like the new lineup and the team dynamics when they really dig into the characters. I'm super into that, but I just want to understand the story, and sometimes I feel confused when I'm done.
Fair enough. Fair.
Yeah. One of the ones that stuck out the most when you asked that question is 10 Lives of Wolverine. I feel like I wanted more of a impact on the line or something that would come out of that, and getting to the like, I was disappointed in the 5th issue, and but I enjoyed the entire story going through. And even after I read it again, like I remember when we were talking about it when it first came out, issue 5 of 10 Lives of Wolverine, I was like, this,
Yeah, you were not happy.
it all just goes back to normal, and this was just a fun little time romp that we didn't need to know that happened.
Judgment Day.
Sure, you're right.
Judgment Day was great. What? What? No.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But of Lives and Death, we did get like we got Technogan and we got Robot Moira.
And the art was beautiful, and the story was insane.
Yeah.
It was a fun like revisit of different things throughout Wolverine's history. Wolverine symbiote, I didn't know we needed that, but that was dope.
So dope.
Yeah, that was surprisingly dope.
Yeah, you got to go get it. So when we went to Terrificon, I was like just thinking the same thing. So we went to Terrificon, which is a convention in Connecticut, and we went like very specifically just to see Joshua Cassara because we'd had him on the show and we wanted to like meet him in person, and we had him do a commission, and he was like, what do you guys want us to do? And we like kind of went back and forth, and I was like, well, I love your Venom. So he did a Venomized Wolverine for us. And it is so dope.
And so he was talking about it. He was talking about it, the fact that the original page he actually kept himself. So normally he'll sell other pages, but he wanted that page of like Wolverine coming out of the little tank, because they only exist in that moment. But man, is that ridiculous?
So amazing.
That's so cool.
The wild thing is that's how long Logan's tongue is in real life. So right. I get it. I see, like that is
like look at it.
It's just so like that's how
beautiful.
Like,
oh, sorry.
I bet you Sabretooth probably saw that. Like, see, I was right here. I could have gotten a symbiote. I like Carnage. Last time me and Carnage hung out, it was great. But no, every Wolverine, Logan gets everything. God,
yeah, does get everything.
It's true. He's got all sorts of action figures.
Oh my god!
It's like how come he gets
laid out?
How come he gets the I love Sabretooth. He's just
Sabretooth is great.
He's just
that Sabretooth.
That was
title.
That was a pleasant surprise. That was like I wasn't expecting
to like it.
Where that went, and I'm actually really excited for Sabretooth in the Exile.
Yeah,
because of how good that was.
I wish they would bring back Hellions though.
Yeah, but Hellions, like,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful little nugget. It's like you want it to come back, but at the same time, you don't want to disrupt the beauty of it, you
Right.
know?
Like to
It's
know
like,
that Zeb Wells wouldn't be writing it makes me not want it to come back, just because he's
right.
gone on and he's doing big Spider-Man things, and I just feel like anything, if Hellions was going to have a volume 2, it'd be like trying to recapture the magic that is or was Hellions volume 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just like, you guys remember that one part after X of Swords where the team, like Sinister was giving the team their mission, and they were like, and Havoc came in, is like, hey Sinister, how did you get us killed? It's like, yeah, good point. Havoc, watch the door. Like, yeah, jump him. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
yes, this is everything I ever this is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was just a different kind of X-Men team. And I said it a bunch while we were going through the issues. It felt like Sinister and Conan were the Xavier and Cyclops version of this kind of dark X-Men team.
okay.
You know, you have your field leader, you have your puppet master, and to know that that's your starting place, what other fun things you can get into with that, and to care about all these characters that I had no, like we talked to Zeb Wells when we were at New York Comic Con, and they did like the character reveal of the cover, like, who you're gonna love this team, and they're putting all these characters. Like, what the hell is this? Why am I gonna love Nanny and Orphan Maker? And then now I'm like, where's Nanny?
Yeah,
Give me
bring
more
her
Nanny.
back. Nanny at the Hellfire Gala.
Cracking a
Let's
bottle.
go.
Oh yeah, she was like I won't say this, I'll kill you. Like, what?
Yeah. But that, yeah.
I kind of saw Hellions, it reminded me of Archer, the TV show Archer.
Yeah.
Like Sinister was like Mallory, like the head of the office, and then you had like Lana King, which was Quanin, and everybody else was just like, I hate this guy. Why are we doing and it, just said it, just the one time where Sinister got kidnapped by Arcade, and they're like,
Yes.
what are we gonna do?
So
Confirm.
Get a sandwich or something? Like,
Yeah.
you saw them come together because they hated Sinister.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
The beauty
That
of
was so good.
Yeah. It was so
I'm interested to see what happens with Dark Web, just to know that Zeb is in that, and I love Spider-Man. So
that.
Oh yeah, that is coming. Like, that's another event though. We just finished Judgment Day 3 days ago.
It's I mean, we still have the Omega coming too, I think, in like 2 weeks. It's this right now, this time frame that we're in is event overload because of the tie-in aspect, right? So Judgment Day was a Marvel-wide event. Dark Web is a Spider-Man event with heavy X-Men ties, but it's primarily a Spider-Man event. And then you have Sins of Sinister, which is an X-Men line event. So we're going to be in back-to-back events for a couple more months.
Yeah, but I care more about these events because I am more interested in these characters. Like, the Avengers are cool. The Eternals, I didn't really care for. So,
yeah, right.
Just Cersei. Cersei from Game of Thrones. No, other.
It would have been cool if it was a Game of Thrones.
Right? It's just
Eris.
Like, can we just stop getting like? How about like for 2 years, no events, and we just get stories and just stories, no events.
To the X Line's credit, the fact that they're making their events part of the stories, like that is, you know, Ten of Swords was what it was, but it fed out of some things, and some plots were kind of like, okay, we're gonna pause this for a little bit and then we'll pick it back up, but it was at least woven into some things that were kind of like Judgment Day was woven into towards the end of Eternals and the beginning of Immortal X-Men, but it did kind of come out of nowhere, and then it was like, okay, now it's everywhere. Dark Web seems to have been seeded in a couple of things. So, and Sins of Sinister, that feels like that's Kieran
been
Gillen
building up for since Dawn.
Right.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, that one. Really fun.
I love the way you said that. Like, it's so good. Like,
I just can't I cannot wait. And then when we were at New York Comic Con and they started like talking about Sins and Sinister, and then they showed all the like alternate titles like Storm and the Brotherhood, Night Crawlers, and then Immoral X-Men. I was like, okay, yes.
Immoral?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the 3 titles, like X-Men Red is gonna turn into Storm and the Brotherhood. Knights of X is gonna turn into Night Crawlers. And
Legion of X.
Legion of X is going to turn into Nightcrawler. Sorry. Woo.
Okay. All right.
And then Immortal X-Men is going to turn into Immoral X-Men.
Yeah. And then each
There's
first
3 issues
issue is going to be 10 years into the future. Each second issue is going to be 100 years into the future, and each third issue is going to be 1,000 years into the future, playing out this alternate timeline of what Sinister has been working on in the shadows.
They said it's like kind of inspired by Age of Apocalypse, like that idea.
This is Age of Apocalypse mixed with Moira's mixed with House of X.
Yeah,
it's
right,
cool.
exactly.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Oh, they're gonna. Oh, okay.
And there was like a cover reveal of Emma like
Sinistered out. Like,
like taking down Sinister and like putting him in his place, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for this. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm with this. Let's go. Let's go. Just they don't. Okay, how will they get rid of Sinister eventually, dude? Like, just they have to get rid of this guy eventually.
Yeah, I just feel like he's so embedded in everything that you can't. It's going to be so hard. I feel honestly, what was going to bring us to Sins of Sinister is I think they're going to put him in the pit without understanding what's happened to the pit. And that's just going to make things that much worse, because he's going to have access to the manipulations of the pit and to be able to feed out through the island in what Sabretooth and the team did.
Because of in the first Immortal X-Men, right? That's where those Sinister secrets were.
Yeah.
And there was like, as you get through, they sort of all correlate with a different issue that's about each one of the members of the council. And then at the end, they're like pretty much Sinister saying like, I'm in the pit. Oh no, how did I get here? What happens now? Everything's fine.
It's fine. This is fine. This is good. I like this.
Oh man, just I always thought like they were gonna get rid of Sinister when they brought back all the mutants who died, like everybody. And then Forge and Beast would have created some sort of machine that got all the DNA of everybody in there, and then put it in like a secret location. Then like they have a party for Sinister, and that's when they pull the Julius Caesar, like.
And then he's gone.
For some reason, we see Havoc go stabby for a second.
Havoc gets his feelings out. Poor Havoc.
No, and somebody's like, "Hey, we should." No. This wasn't building up for a minute.
Working through some stuff.
Let him have it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Apocalypse comes in. He's like, "I never liked you." Because
now he's
never friends.
Now he's so intertwined in everything that can you even remove him with his Moira backups?
Really hard. It's really hard. Like this, I don't know. Like I don't know. Moira, but does Moira know about her clones though?
No, I don't think so.
So Moira,
I think if she did, she would have gone that route first instead of getting a robot body.
Shit. This is
yeah, so like she would manipulate. Oh, I wonder how that would work. Like if she was in Sinister's position where she could keep on resetting things.
That would be dangerous.
To say the least. And just now, but do you now look at the old books and look at Moira and be like, I don't trust you. You're up to something.
They've added this layer on top of her.
That's a solid retcon for you to look at classic things differently, for things that have been published 20, 30, 40 years ago, and be like, wait a minute.
But
do you know at this point?
But if you think about it though, she every time, like, if you look back in the old Claremont days with Proteus and Legion, she kind of did that to Charles a little bit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't really tell him the entire story. Hey, hey, this mutant escaped from my island. Oh, what? Yeah, he's my son. What? No, yeah, with that guy that I left you for, but he ended up being abusive towards me. Can you handle my problem? Which, you know, Xavier's nicer than me because I would, if I would have known she was calling me for that, I would let the phone ring a little bit. Like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, you left me, you left me for that senator guy while I was in Korea. I
Yeah.
could have my head blown off, and you never cared.
Seriously.
Oh, Moira.
Playing the just it now it's just funnier now, just like,
Yeah.
and she likes to blame little things on Charles, like the Xavier protocols, like, oh yeah, Charles once begged me for a favor to have this list of ways how to kill all the X-Men. I never knew about it.
Yeah, and that's just to me, Moira's whole like flip of, oh, now I hate you guys because I've been down here for all this time. I'm like, you were plotting.
Yeah, you
You
got
had
caught.
to have been plotting and you got caught. Like, what were you doing with the journals or the Destiny's diaries? Where were you going back and forth to your no place? Like,
Well, and she was making a cure too. Like, she
right,
wanted
you
to
were
take it
making
all
it
out.
like you act like these people just all of a sudden are the bad guys, but you clearly were up to something down here and you weren't finished. You didn't get to where you wanted to before
Now you're upset.
things happened, and now you're like, oh, my plan is foiled. But you didn't just flip like that.
And then what she did to Proteus at the gala.
Oh yeah.
So mean.
You are a mean lady. You were
Yeah.
a mean lady.
And to watch it fail and essentially blow up in her face, that he's not alone and he's not as vulnerable as she's thinking that he
Yeah.
is. The fact that like he and the five have a family of their own without her. I thought that was a really beautiful moment.
That
Yeah,
was
that was nice.
it's just like, I don't necessarily like Hope because I feel like she's a little bit like pretentious. Like, it's like, oh, my daddy's the best daddy, is the best daddy in the whole wide world. And then Cyclops goes, who trained your dad? No, no, my daddy's the best daddy ever. It just seems like she always regresses to that. Like, my
Yeah.
dad knows everything. Your dad hasn't spoken to you since you since you came back. Take the hint.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I'm still mad Danny Moonstar's not on the council. Okay, I'm still
Yeah,
good.
Danny Moon. Well, because Danny would not stand for this garbage.
Right.
Like, this would not be going on with Danny on the council. So they can't have her there because
Yeah.
she's
She
too
wanna
good
fight.
for them.
She
She's
wanna
too
fight.
good for them. The
No,
only reason that Storm isn't doing those things is because she's in two places at once. And if you had Danny and Storm together, no nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Colossus being on the council will actually do and if that's going to play out, because I just feel like that plot was like, hey, this is happening. And then it was like, yeah, not yet though. We'll get to
Over
it.
here,
We'll get to
Captain
it.
over here.
That's why I want to see his Immortal X-Men issue, because I
Yeah.
want to see what that's gonna. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for and Xavier's. I really want to get
Yes.
inside his head because we haven't had anybody really write for Xavier. We always seen like perceptions and sides to him, but we don't get anybody say like, "This is how I feel about this right now." Like,
Yeah, that's true. It's true because I mean, like, I believe Xavier shit like all the time, but he really hasn't had a moment to speak for himself in a while. So I'll give him that.
he's not that bad. Okay,
I despise
there are
him.
worse. There
Yeah,
are
they're definitely worse.
Yes.
worse. Like Sebastian Shaw. Like, I
But the
respect
thing
him.
is, those people are worse, but they own their
They're very
worse.
upfront about it.
And that's the issue I have with Xavier, is that
It's like the
he
difference.
acts like he's not doing any shady business while he like straight up says to people like, I know you told me not to take this from your mind, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, it's like the difference between Dark Beast and Beast currently. It's like Dark Beast owns what he is, and we love him for it.
Yeah.
Beast currently is like, no, I should be in charge. I'm the best. I'm making the best decisions. Like, bro.
That is true. Dark Beast just kind of does what he wants. I remember
Yeah.
one time he went to see Beast's dad just to get information on how to on just stories on him, and he was about to kill Beast's dad. He's like, nah, I can't do it. Doesn't mean somebody's not gonna die. So he just had an axe out the window, saw a kid on the road, and just floored it.
I just need to kill somebody, but it's not going to be you.
Sorry.
X-Men Unlimited was great. They were like, I wish they would bring those back though. Like anthology stories, like news that we don't see all the time. But with Xavier though, I just like I kind of give him a little bit of leeway. Like with Moira, he trusted his friend. Like, and he doesn't read other people's minds all willy-nilly. Emma does. Like Xavier will at least wait. He was like, hey, I'm gonna read your mind. Emma would be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, he just got out the car. I know everything about him.
Yeah, I already read it twice. Get out of here.
It's like, yeah, he doesn't like cats. No. No, but
right, that's fair. I would say that's probably true. I'll agree with it.
But like Xavier, he opened his home to like teenagers that weren't his. Like, like that's and plus, and then he had the audacity to let Wolverine smoke in his house even after he told him not to.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like I will find a way to take like anything anyone says that puts Xavier and Emma against each other, and I'll find a way to be like, yeah, but Emma's still better than Xavier.
Emma gets killed.
But like, I'm just like, but okay, Emma would read your whole mind, but she's just going to use that for her own tactics. She's not going to then try to force her opinions of your mind on you.
Firestar. Remember when
okay,
she did Firestar?
Yeah, right.
She will kill your horse, though.
Firestar and the Dark Phoenix saga. And
my Emma, Krakoa Emma. Okay, pretend I know nothing because I don't know anything else.
I mean, that's the argument. I was talking with someone on Instagram a while back, and they were saying like, oh, everybody gives Xavier crap because of all these things, but then Emma's like so great. But if you take it at face value of what the Krakoan era is supposed to mean and only judge people by what they've done since this fresh start, then you can start to see it was like, okay, so I mean, Xavier was kind of running the shadow government within the government from the start, and also some of these other things about like valuing certain people over others, and just basically playing his own game. There are things that you could say against him,
favorites. Yes.
Right.
And Emma used to be a villain, and now she's a
fabulous leader.
Yeah. So we can't hold her past against her.
No.
But Xavier's been a hero the whole time. So
what?
I put it in quotes.
Okay.
I told you I could spin garbage all day to make it work. Doesn't have to be valid. I'll just
no. You're absolutely right. I will give him Onslaught. I will say after Avengers vs. X-Men, where he totally went against his own cause when he went after Cyclops and said he was a failure. Like he provoked his own death. Just that's how I feel about that. That's just.
And then the what's the Deadly Genesis?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was
the one.
Him. That wasn't just him. That was him and Moira. Moira would have no issue doing that.
It was him and Moira, but it was him pushing for it. Like even Moira was like, "Hey, you cannot be doing this. These are my children."
Yes, I understand that. But with Xavier, I just kind of like it was a knee-jerk reaction because he thought, "Oh, this is gonna be an easy thing. They'll be back by dinner. I'm making pot roast. Everybody's gonna love it." And then Krakoa like, "Oh, all of them?
That's not what we planned for."
Yeah.
Send it some more.
Yeah, I mean, the last time he did it, last time he put a bunch of kids in a dangerous situation, it worked out great. So why did it work the same?
Get some adults this time.
It's fun. Like like I'm not saying Xavier's great. It's just like he goes with the best intentions. Like he doesn't want anybody to get hurt. And then like I was just love to see his face. Like um there was one part in House of X where Magneto was like, they should have killed us when they had the chance. And you just saw Xavier go like, bro, calm down. Like, it's not even like that. Like, chill.
You never chill.
Like, Magneto needs to chill.
Well,
Really.
he's chilling now.
Still in the grave.
I don't even think he's dead. You know, Magneto can't die. Like,
I
I don't know. It seems pretty like the big stink they made about him, like saying, "I don't want to be resurrected," and I erased all my backups.
There's
and...
obviously a way that they have left the door open. They have machines. They have abilities to bring him back if they want him to come back. But I feel like the impact of his death, even with the tease of Fall of X being likely about Xavier, I just feel like that takes the Krakoan era and moves past this age-old dichotomy of Xavier and Magneto being the end-all be-all of mutant leadership, and then allows you to tell other interesting stories without looming in their shadows.
Right. I think that with the X-Men, like in the beginning, like you just said, it started with Xavier and Magneto, and over the years we've had other broader philosophies. Cable, Apocalypse, Emma, I think Immortal X-Men is like the epitome of all that. We're seeing the different perspectives. But I feel like with Judgment Day, we haven't got that. We didn't really get to see that with Nightcrawler. We just saw that he's really optimistic and he wants to try to give his best and be that Hey Arnold cosplayer we all know he wants to do. But I want to see more with Nightcrawler inside his head. Like with Shaw, we saw inside his head. With Exodus, like anybody who calls him a religious fanatic, I'm like, dude, that guy is on the same level as Jon Snow. Okay, he is that guy.
That's valid.
Yeah. He is a knight. Anytime like Hope says, "Oh, he's a fanatic weirdo," like. First of all, watch your mouth. Put some respect on his name. He is your number one fan, and you're shitting on him. Wow, the audacity of you! No,
I really enjoyed Nightcrawler's Immortal X-Men issue, but I agree with you in that we didn't get anything about him historically, anything about him beyond him reacting to this situation, and you know. To be fair, Nightcrawler is a character that's been well explored throughout continuity in that we know generally where his compass points, but to have it be tested in this interesting way, to really be losing it and to start to get to a level of anger and ferocity that we don't normally see with him, I felt like was a new shade to the character.
Another shade of blue.
Yeah.
A deeper shade.
Darker blue.
Darker, like a black blue.
Oh, there he is.
Wow. Oh, wow. Kurt Wagner. If only we can get Nocturne with you.
Oh.
Well,
she's on one of those teaser arts. Or
really?
At least something that looks like her, yeah.
Oh, okay. I love T. I've been advocating for TJ to come back. I know that she's like a Rachel Summers, but you got Rachel, so bring in TJ.
I love Rachel.
Bring in Bishop's sister. Bring her back.
Okay.
And this leads me into my last. What X-Men theory that you wholeheartedly believe, but you can't prove?
X-Men theory that I believe, but I can't prove.
Or can you prove?
I don't know.
This is a good question. This is
Smasher. One of mine is Smasher is an agent for Orcus. Cannonball's wife.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Think about it. she'd be in a prime position, join the Avengers, and where she is right now, she's basically working Secret Service for the leadership.
Yeah.
That's a great position for any spy.
I don't know. I feel like I need to retire on theories because I had my wild guess that Stasis was Sinister and I was right. So I just
Hey, that means you're a
I'm
prophet.
out.
Yeah.
You're a
That's
prophet.
it.
I mean, it was that, and then I had called Captain Krakoa being
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yeah,
From way back, and it's okay. I mean, I don't want to predict it and get it right. I want to be surprised and like,
Yeah.
but I just, I don't know.
There's got to be something.
I got another one for you guys.
Yes, tell me. I love these things.
Bishop and the Black Panther are way more connected than we know.
Oh.
I think my theory is that Manifold is Bishop's father. Hear me out. And his mother is Shuri, which makes him an heir.
Heir to Wakanda.
Yeah, of the Black Panther.
Interesting.
Is there a specific reason why you think this?
Okay. All right. Manifold and Bishop are from the same place in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Manifold also is from the same place where we know where Bishop's confirmed descendant ancestor Gateway is from. So connecting dots.
Well, and plus Manifold and Shuri have been teased in a couple of those issues as having some kind of romantic connection that I don't think has been furthered anywhere, but if it would be down the line, I'd be into it.
That'd be dope.
That'd be a cool way of, and especially I wonder how much, because Bishop knows things about his future, knows things about his life that we don't know. Only things that we know have been revealed to us by him and his experience, right? So that just ends up being an open-ended ability to play with anything. It's not true unless you say it.
Have Bishop and Manifold been in comics together ever?
No,
not really. So they've not had like an interaction where Bishop would be able to be like, "Oh, hi, Dad."
Yeah, you know what? No, they have not. They've kind of been like ships in the night, just missing each other. Like I would think Bishop would be amazing on the Sword Station. Like it'd be just nice if they just like, oh, hey, oh snap! I can't say that. I can't tell you that.
That's really cool. I'm into that.
Yeah,
I like that idea a lot.
And also, when they originally introduced Bishop, his grandmother was somebody with white hair, and a lot of people thought it was Storm. But I thought, like, you know what? Not every Black mutant is related, so let's just but maybe that's his aunt who raised but they don't know the difference. So
right.
I don't know. Just stuff I think about.
No, I love those. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I feel like I said one recently, like I threw out a random theory, but now I can't remember what it was. I generally, like, every time we go through issues, I will say something ridiculous that could never be true, but I just...
Well, it's gotten to the point where she just likes to make wild claims just in case they pan out.
Just in case.
Give me some. Give me some. I want to hear some. Like,
I can't remember them. It'll be like
it's been the ones. It's been the ones that have come true so far. So like the fact that Stasis is Sinister, like that was something a couple months ago. The idea that Sinister didn't get judged because
that's
Stasis
my theory.
is the original,
I like that one.
and it actually is confirmed. The idea that
what, you remember them? You have that kind of brain. What else have I said?
Wolverine was still alive in the vault. Yeah, I call it. Like, I mean, it was so obvious, right? Like Wolverine, they're not.
I did not think it was obvious. I thought it was a definite long shot. It was just like, oh yeah, what if it's Wolverine? Ha ha ha. I wish people could have actually been in the room with me when I was reading, because sometimes I'll read with Justin there, and sometimes I'll read when he's alone, when he's not home and I'm alone.
Sure.
And I was alone and I was in the kitchen and I like flipped to the last page and I like I was just like the cartoon like jaw on the floor. I was like, no.
Come on, I thought that was so obvious. Like, come on, anytime a Wolverine is left for dead, they're not dead.
They're never dead. I should have known better. You're right. You're right.
That's true.
But I just let them make me believe she was dead.
What do you think's going to happen with that? What do you think? The fact that we now potentially have two Lauras, or we got to somehow combine them, or I think that proves to be a very interesting story opportunity for the wrinkles within Resurrection, right? So you have, it's been teased with Vulcan having another, like, I never died, teased even with, we're assuming now that Darwin was killed throughout those tests and has been held back from Resurrection because of them thinking that he was alive the whole time. But now we have two existing, assuming that Forge gets out and is able to rescue Laura, which I would be surprised if they're going to introduce that and not
and then be like, oh, they just died inside the vault.
But I feel like that, are we going to have our first instance of two of the same character?
Well, ew. Yes and no. I always kind of feel like this Laura, one of them's going to die, and then they're just going to do the what I like to call the Betsy Braddock, where you take two people and you put them together, stir it up. Make a Laura milkshake.
Yeah.
I'm like, but also you gotta remember, this one is still in love with Sync.
Yeah, I
right.
know.
Which I feel like adds the added wrinkle of Sync's going to come to bat for Laura. And even if there's any conversation after Forge rescues her from the vault, like, he's not going to let that just go. This is the person that, and her sacrifice, what she did with Sync to be in the vault for that many hundreds of years, living and fighting, and then now for however long after that being experimented on again and like abused in some way, however, whatever's been happening.
She is a Wolverine, though. She's used to experimentation.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
There are so many layers. There are so many possibilities. Like, she could be like, I've lived so long and I'm done, and she doesn't want to anymore. Or she could be like, I have so much to teach you. Right. And like, I mean, I don't really see either of them being like, it's cool, I'll just die. Like, I don't know that would happen, but
and you think about how Gabby is a clone of Laura, but that's been raised in a different environment and in a different way. This is the same thing, right? This is an entirely different person based on their years of experience.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get the finally get the mother for the Wolverine clan.
Oh, yay! But that's awkward between her and Logan. They have
no. It's like, yay,
I'm
you're my sis, you're my brother, you're my sister. Let's keep that where it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you drunk. You don't know. Just have Wolverine Thanksgiving. That's all I'm saying. I want to see a Wolverine Thanksgiving.
I would love that. Let's get me one of those X-Men Unlimited Infinity comics that's a Wolverine Thanksgiving.
There's the Murder World Wolverine issue, that cover that has all the Wolverine clan on the one cover, and the two Lauras are there.
I'm with it.
I think they'll both stick around.
But I just want to see the two Lauras have a conversation, but like, oh, so did you get back with Sync? No. Why? What is wrong with you? Oh God, you're dumb.
Right. But then there's not an awkward like love triangle situation. We don't have to deal with that.
We never pressed on it though. He wasn't getting creepy, but he's like, you know what, Laura, when you're ready, I got some things I gotta tell you. Like, we can, whatever. We're like, you do your thing.
Ready, because the other Laura is there. Laura with the white stripe.
Well, we all knew Laura looked up the Rogue, so We knew who that was. Like, she
Yes.
was,
Yeah.
Also, there's a Rogue and Destiny book coming up, right?
Rogue
and
Gambit,
Gambit,
yeah,
yeah.
but with Destiny and
Gambit.
Mystique involved. That's exciting.
I just want to see that. I just want, because it's just gonna be Gambit, Destiny, and Mystique all making quips. Like, it's gonna be 2-on-1. Like when Gambit. You remember when Gambit and Destiny had that conversation, and he said, like, the difference, we both love Rogue, but the difference is I don't have any conditions. There's no
Right.
strings. And she's
Right.
like, hate you.
That
But she
that was a
knows
great
what she's
issue.
doing.
Yeah. That was a great issue that I feel like seeded the potential for what will come out of, hopefully, this Rogue and Gambit story, and just the things that Destiny was saying about what's to come for Rogue, and how they need to be together and on the same side. I feel like we're knocking on that door relatively soon.
But how do we know that Miss Destiny's not just lying? Like, here we, because she is just as possessive of Rogue as Mystique is. We just never saw it. Justin, you remember back in the day? Remember back in the cartoon where Mystique found out Xavier was gone for like one season, and she was like, "Okay, I gotta get her back. I gotta manipulate her and gaslight her, make her think that she's crazy, and then she'll come back to me. Cause why?
Yeah.
She crazy. She crazy, and like,
No,
and
just the
anytime
worst mom.
He's the worst.
anytime Mystique shows that she loves somebody, she just shows how much she ain't shit. Like, you love this kid that you found in the backyard, but you threw your one son over a waterfall just because you might get what's going on with that?
She's got some things she clearly needs to work through.
I just want to see that Thanksgiving. I want to see a Thanksgiving issue with them. Just the family, and just how awkward it would be.
A Thanksgiving anthology issue with the different houses, and
Yes.
showing like how they come together, like that, a Summers Thanksgiving, a Wolverine Thanksgiving, which kind of Wolverine goes to both.
drunk.
Because Wolverine is everywhere. Wolverine is, but at every table,
and then
because he has to be in every issue of every title.
That's the only way nobody's gonna die.
right. A Rasputin.
Oh, Rasputin Thanksgiving.
The Summers, then Madeline shows up. Hello, my son asked me to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't think she was gonna actually show up. Yeah. She was in limbo.
That's a complicated family.
Magneto and Lorna, it'd just be them on a long table, just not talking.
Over here.
It's like, so I heard you went up against MODOK. Yes. So.
Yep. And then they're just like, their utensils are just floating. Yep.
See, this is stuff that we need. Like this, like an X-Men holiday issue. Just so much. And then we just get from it, and then the last issue, the last part, we just get Forget not sitting by himself because nobody knows where he is.
Oh,
poor guy.
No family.
Like every year.
Classic.
All right. Thank you guys for doing this. This has been so much fun. I love talking.
Yeah, this was a great time.
Thank you. It was a ton of fun.
And X-Men Red on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Cable is pissed.
Well, X-Men Red and Deadpool.
Oh
yeah, Deadpool. Yeah. Oh yeah, gotta count him now. I admit, gotta count him now. He's part.
Yeah.
He's part of the family.
Right.
Part of the family we don't
X-Men
like.
Red is the hype. X-Men Red is the hype for sure. I'm gunning for what Cable's gonna do.
He is so mad.
But as he should be.
No, but he didn't see it though. Like he did, like, oh yeah, she would totally do this. But he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
He's ready. Let's do it. Kill Abigail Brand.
Hey, I mean, I want to hear her reasoning. I want to hear what she
No.
has to say. But no, give her a minute. I was like, no,
Okay.
before you shoot her, give me 2 minutes before you shoot her in the head. I want to know why, because she always has a reason. And depending on what it is, it could be really, really ambitious or really, really, really stupid.
I feel like, I mean, it's been hinted towards it's because she wants the soul system to be able to step up to a larger form of interaction with the intergalactic council and all of these other things, right? You know, so she's essentially working both sides to have our solar system step up to that level, to have Sword protecting what Arakko is, to have Orcus moving forward with Phobos, to have these other outposts in different ways. Then how does that find some way to either unite or kill the other side? Or but she's just playing both sides, trying to string it together.
All the sides.
Abigail Brand is the Candace Owens of the mutant community. No, she's like, oh, it's a Earther issue.
Right.
just where do you fall on this? You are not Nick Fury. You cannot be Space Nick Fury. Nick Fury can't be Nick Fury. But just Abigail Brand, she just needs to. Where are her kids? That's what I'm wondering.
She has
her baby she had with she was pregnant with twins, and guess who the father was? Mr. McCoy. Why is it all the original X-Men, with exception of Iceman, have kids? Just saying.
I mean, they've been around a while. I guess they needed some new adventures.
Hey, Archangel got those deaf kids. So Beast got Abigail, Cyclops and Jean. I just want to see what is Iceman gonna like become a dad? Stop being a being that ice goof and become a goofy dad with his ice baby. Oh god. Oh no, too many Vanilla Ice jokes. Oh god, no. Oh god, that's terrible. Okay, thank you for the ex-wife podcast. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I love following you guys on Instagram. So we got to do this again.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having us.
Last question. If you had to defend an X-Man from being counseled, who would it be?
From being counseled, like taken down by the Quiet Council, or
taken down by the count. Like they're just them as a person, and you're like, you know what, that person has to go.
I mean, I think front of mind is Forge.
Wow.
And I feel like I would step up for him because of I'm hoping that he's got some stuff on the side in reasoning for what he's up to, and he's basically doing the like, hey, we need to be talking about this, we need to be doing this stuff, but we're not. The technology suits, the melding of mutant powers. I mean, there could be, yes, you could be talking to people a little bit more, be a little bit more upfront about it than playing in the background with Sinister, but you're getting there and you're saving the day.
He was upfront with Caliban. He didn't have to be that honest, and he even admitted that, yeah, I'm gonna just be upfront with you. I didn't take Mystique's I didn't ask her for permission.
Permission. And the glee on Caliban's face, because I'll be honest, at the end of the issue before, I was on the outs. I was like, whoa, Ford, what's all this? Did you get him drunk? Did you roofie Caliban and steal his face? Are you doing some work?
Alive?
Right.
I'm gonna be Team Havoc and just say like everything that happened in the last issue of X-Men is not just Havoc's fault.
That's true.
Because that was two brothers.
Cyclops was egging him on.
Two brothers doing brother things.
He explained himself. He was like, we can't do it because, we get, and he was like, no, we need to go in there. Like, bro, calm down. Like, it's not even that serious. and then
Yeah.
slap the glasses off.
I think Havoc gets he needs someone on his side. So even if he's not 100% right, he needs someone.
He needs to
So I'll
take
be there
care of someone. He needs to talk to Adam X the Extreme. See the dynamic. Let him be the older brother for once.
Yeah.
Like a wild Summers brother, not really knowing what he can do. It'd be nice. Nah. Okay. 1407 Gray Malkin Lane. We're signing out. Apocalypse needs to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.